ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੁਹੀਂ ਨਿਰੰਕਾਰ। ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੁਹੀਂ ਨਿਰੰਕਾਰ। ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੁਹੀਂ ਨਿਰੰਕਾਰ। Satnam and many blessings. Here we are again sitting and meditating and going into the flow of whatever comes. Today we're going to discuss, we're going to go into or dive into the Mul Mantra. Mul Mantra is the root mantra. It is the essence of the entire Sri Guru Granth Sahib. There are exactly 101 words in the Mul Mantra. And 101 is the number of perfection, is the number of completion according to the numerology. So there are three ways to dive into the Shabad, or three ways to dive into the Naad, three ways to dive into the Gurbani. The first one is through bhakti, through devotion, reverence, all the maryada, the do's and the don'ts, how to approach the Guru, head covering, taking a bath before you sit and meditate in the presence of the Sri Guru Granth, or just meditating on the vibrations of the Shabd Guru. So all these fall under the bhakti, devotion. That's the first way. The second way to dive into the Shabd Guru is through dhyan. Dhyan will be meditation. Through mantra yoga, nad yoga, laya yoga, shabda surta yoga. All these are the ways of dhyan, the ways of the meditation. Then you have the third way, which is the way of the gyan, wisdom, the wisdom of non-duality. The wisdom of non-duality states that we have many identities, and these identities constantly keep changing. But there is something in you which does not change. That is known as Advait, or Vedant in the old language, or you can call it non-duality. The Mool Mantra, when you dive in through the approach of Gyan Yoga or Vedant, it talks about your true nature. It talks about something in you which does not change. They're changeless. When everything is changing, something in you is static. And that is what the Mool Mantra talks about. So today we're going to dive into the Mool Mantra through the approach of Gyan, through the approach of Vedanta. The first Sutra, Guru Nanak, he says, Ekonkar. Ekonkar. Ek means one, Ong means creator, and Kar means creation. So one, creator, creation. The creator and creation are one. The creator and the creation are one. It's like the dance and the dancer are one. For the dancing to exist, the dancer must be there. So the creation to exist, the creator must be there. It's not that the creator created it and became separate. No, the creator is within the creation. Frida Khalak khalak mein khalak base rab mahe. The creator is in the creation and the creation is in the creator. So Ik Oankar means the creator and the creation is one. So all this, you, me, living, non-living, all that is visible, all that can be sensed, all that can be felt, all this creation and the creator are one. So it's God and me are one. So Ekonkar means I am one with the creator, or the creator and creation is one, or God and me are one. So that's the meaning of Ekonkar, oneness, not two. There's no such thing as two. There never was a time when there were two. There will never be a time when there will be two. It's only one. One became a many. It's like the spider creating the web out of itself. So similarly, the Creator created everything out of Himself, and the Creator is present in the creation. Ekonkar, God and me are one. That's the first sutra. The second sutra, Guru Nanak says, Sat Nam. There are two sounds in this. Sat Nam. And if you look into the past, into the Vedas, they define Sat as Trikal Abadatum Sattvam. That which do not change in the past, in the present, and in the future is called Sat, changeless. And Nama means identity. So Sat Nama means changeless is my identity. Ek Oankar, God and me are one, or the Self and the Supreme Self are one. Sat Nam, changeless is my identity. This identity of mine, I was mentioning everything changes, but this identity, the oneness with the Creator never changes. Sat Nam, changeless is my identity. Your mind is changing, thoughts are changing, the body is changing, your feelings are changing, everything is changing. But the truth in you, the Sat Nam, which is God and me are one, the changeless identity, God and me are one, it never changes. That is the meaning of Sat Nam. And the next sutra, Guru Nanak says, Karta Purkh. He goes into this changeless identity, going deeper into that. He says Karta Purkh. Karta means active, and Purkh means awareness, alive, Purusha or Purkha. In the past it was known as Purusha. Guru Nanak said Purkha. It's the same root, same meaning. Purkha means awareness. Karta Purkh means creative awareness. This that changeless in me, Satnam, is creative awareness. It is full of awareness. It's alive. It's consciousness. So that is the meaning of Karta Purkh. Then we go into the next sutra. Guru Nanak says Nirbhav. Nirbhav. The self within me, or that changeless state within me, that Satnam within me, that active consciousness within me is fearless. I mentioned in the beginning, there is but one. There is but one. Everything is an expansion of the one. There never was a time when there were two. Now fear only comes when there are two. If there is no second, if there is no other, there is no fear. So you, me, actually we are the same. It is God talking and it is God in you hearing. It's just that we have not found that changeless state, that oneness state. We have not experienced it. Those who experience become sages. They become the wise man. They become the Buddha. They become the enlightened one. So there is no two. So there is no second. There is no other. The fear is only there when there is other. So the self within me and the self within you and the self within all is all same. So there is no second of whom I should have fear from. So the self within me is fearless. Nirbhav. And in the next sutra, the Guru says Nirvair. Now again, the same principle applies. There is no second. Revenge or Nirvair, which means I am revengeless. The revenge can only come if there are two. If there is someone else I can take revenge from. But there is no second. It's but the expansion of one. Ek to anek bhai. Ant ko fir ek hai. From one it became many, and from many it will again become one. So there is but nothing but one. So whom am I to take revenge from? Because there is no other. So the quality of mind, that changeless state of mind, that Satnam, that self within me is nirvair, is revengeless. And in the following sutra, the Guru says, Akal Murat. By this form, this all that I have been explaining, this form of mine is Akal Murat, is beyond time. Murat means form, your essence. And Akal means beyond time. Even when time did not exist, this quality of mind, this oneness with totality existed. This state within you, which you may have not found, was even there when there was no time. Akal Murat, this very form of mind is beyond time. Akal Murat. And in the following sutra, the Guru says, Ajuni. Now this makes me birthless and deathless. Birthless and deathless. The mind is born and the mind dies. The body is born and the body dies. But this changeless state of mind within me, or the changeless state, which we call the consciousness, which we call the awareness, which Guru Nanak calls Satnam, the changeless state, it is Ajuni. It was never born, it will never perish. There was never a time when it did not exist, and there will never be a time when it will not exist. Because this very self that we've been talking about is one with God, and God is always, or the divine was always, the totality was always. So this makes me Ajuni, beyond birth and beyond death. I repeat, the body is born and the body dies. The mind is born and the mind dies. But that state within me, that Satnam, is beyond birth and beyond death. It's changeless. And in the following sutra, the Guru says, Sabhang. This state within me, or this self within me, is self-illuminated. It is full of radiance. It is full of light. That is Sabhang. Followed by Gur Prasad. Beautiful word, Gur Prasad. Gur means wisdom and Prasad means bliss. Gur means wisdom and Prasad means bliss. This is the wisdom of everlasting bliss. This is the wisdom which we've been just experiencing, which we've been sharing. This experience that we have been sharing, this is the wisdom of everlasting bliss. And in the following sutra, the Guru says, Jap. Meditate on this, these qualities of yours. Meditate on this. Remember this again and again. Go into remembrance of this. Ekonkar, I am one with the divine. Always was Satnam. This is my changeless identity. Karta, Purkh, active awareness. Nirbhav, fearless. Nirvair, revengeless. Akal Murat, beyond time is my this identity. Ajuni, the self within me is beyond birth and beyond death. Sabhang, self-illuminated. Gur Prasad, this is the everlasting bliss. Jap. Meditate on these again and again. Go into remembrance of this. Constantly stay in this state of mind. Gur Prasad. Jap. Remembrance. And in the following sutra, the Guru says, Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. You jump this, go into the remembrance of this, because this state of yours was true in the beginning. It is true during the time, during the Yugas, when time started, it was true. Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach. Even here and now in this present moment, this state is true. All other states are false. All belong to the mind. But this state of yours beyond the mind is Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach. Now also true. Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach. Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. And Nanak says, this shall always and always and always be true. So Mul Mantra talks about your essence, talks about your selfless essence, talks about you in your real nature. And some call it the Buddha nature, some call it the universal consciousness, and some calls it Nirvan, Nirvahan. The mind, the flow of the mind finishes. And beyond the mind, something which is changeless, which always was manifest, Nirvana. So Mul Mantra, as far as the non-duality is concerned, as far as Advaita or Vedanta is concerned, this is the meaning of Mul Mantra. So this is a small gift for you guys. Go into remembrance of this as many times as you can. Whenever you feel this mind taking over, meditate on these qualities of yours. Revengeless, fearless. When you have problems, daily problems, we all have problems. As long as we are in the will of samsara, there will be problems. But then the mantra comes in. It gives us, this message. You are beyond these problems. You are revengeless. You are fearless. You are full of bliss. You are sabhang, self-illuminated. You are nothing but light. So remember these qualities again and again. So sharing this, I will also like to invite you to be part of the Yogi Mela, where we will really go and dive into this consciousness of oneness, consciousness, or I call it Nanak consciousness. So please come, join us, and meditate with others and sit together and dissolve your mind, dissolve the body, dissolve the thoughts, and we will sit together in the power of the Sangat, in the Sangha. There's power. We will overtake our mind and overtake our body, and we will try to find this state of oneness, Ekonkar, one universal consciousness. So to find more information about this, I invite you to log on to www.soulanswer.com/yogi_mela_2014.html. Satnam and many blessings.
ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਆਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ।